Another year, another Call of Duty, and another beta for me to talk about. Was it any good? Was it fun to play? Is Call of Duty back on the right track this year? Well, just going to give you my raw thoughts and feelings on this beta from the handful of games that I did end up playing. I managed to get to the max level of 20. I think I had around about 6 hours game time on it, so yeah, that's what we're here to do today. I'm going to break it down for you, and let's just get into it. So it's MW4 this year around for Call of Duty, and I'll be perfectly honest. I like to consider myself a Call of Duty fan. I always have been throughout the years, and my interest has always been there. It's always remained for Call of Duty on a yearly cycle. To be honest, I haven't been I haven't pre-ordered this game, and I haven't been overly ecstatic about it and keeping up to date with all the new information that's come out on this game. But as I say, my interest is always there. It always remains, and I always remain hopeful that we're going to get a good game every year. But I mean, well, I'm not even sure where I start with talking about MW4. To be honest, there's a few things I want to get through. I did this last year with Black Ops 7, and I actually had a full sheet of paper in front of me with all the notes and stuff I took down for that. But I'm literally just gonna speak about this as I feel I haven't got any notes for this one, because to be honest, my interest, I'm just not really that interested in it, and I just feel like it's better just to talk about it off the top of my head, really. So that's what we're gonna do. In the background, obviously, we've got some gameplay of it. I think I've just got a couple of team deathmatch games here for you, but it's crazy, because I spoke last year. I mentioned that I was worried about the direction that this game's heading in, and the franchise overall, and a couple of problems in particular with the game, which I did highlight, and I wasn't surprised to see made a return this year. To be honest with you, I went into this open-minded, giving it a fresh start, a new mindset as you do with a new game. And I'll be honest, I just don't think this game's that good. Simply put, I just don't think this game is that good, nor do I feel it's going to be a great success for the yearly cycle. And again, the problems I highlighted last year, and in fact I actually went back and watched a bit of my Black Ops 7 beta review, and the elephant in the room, probably the biggest issue with this game that's complained about, is the skill-based matchmaking. Now, skill-based matchmaking has been involved within Call of Duty now for, I'd say, over 4 to 5 years, right? And maybe it was there slightly in previous titles, but nowhere near as involved as it is now in the modern game. And so, as I say, it's been there for 4 to 5 years, maybe slightly longer, and it definitely has gradually gotten worse and worse as the games have gone on. And I've brought it up a couple of times, but because I think it is relevant to bring up from the previous game, the previous beta that I played. And skill-based matchmaking was in that game. It was ridiculous in BO7, but they countered it. They listened to people because people were complaining, and they brought out an open mosh pit game mode, and it was definitely a lot more enjoyable. You'd find a lot more casuals. It definitely wasn't just full of incredible players, and they have brought that back into this game, or at least they're trialing it in the beta in this game. And I can tell you now for a fact that the open mosh pit is not open mosh pit. Alright, the skill-based matchmaking is still heavy in that game mode, just as it is throughout any other game mode within this beta. So that was just completely pointless, completely irrelevant, because it was still ridiculous and sweaty, full of people that don't touch grass. And speaking of people that don't touch grass, I'll give you an instance that happened within this game. I was playing on that Silkworm map. We'll get to the maps because, garbage map. And he fully 360s me around a blind corner with an assault rifle, just locks onto me and annihilates me within 2 bullets. And I had to watch that cam back because I was in absolute disbelief and disarray about it. And that kill right there, for me, really just summarised what this game is and how it plays. It's ridiculous. Every lobby I'm coming up against insane players. Everyone is a sweat. Everyone has mastered the movement, the gunfights, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like the most incredible Call of Duty player ever. I haven't been like throughout the years. Like I'm decent. I'm a solid player, and maybe not quite as accustomed to the newer CODs and movement, and yeah, maybe just not quite as good at these ones as I am at some classics, but I was pretty good at Black Ops 6, right? I played a lot of that. I think I got to like 9th Prestige. I had around the 2 KD. I was solid at that game. And that game had Omni movement. That game was incredibly fast paced. Black Ops 7 beta. I was good at that as well. I was dropping regular 2 KDs in pubs in there. And again, fast movement, fast paced, modern COD. So in the space of 1 to 2 years, right, I haven't suddenly just become a 60-year-old grandpa who can't see, can't hear, or can't function a controller, and my arms haven't just suddenly fallen off. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that I'm struggling so bad in this game 1 to 2 years later, I just don't understand it. I was saying to myself a lot whilst playing this game, I don't understand. I don't get this game. I don't get quite what this game's trying to be. Yeah, like I think I had like around a 1.3 KD on the beta in this, and for me that's shocking. That's awful. But because sort of 1.3 and above, or maybe like 1.2 and above, is considered good now, right? Because of the skill-based matchmaking and how the developers perceive this, I am coming up against everyone else that is considered good, or perhaps insane, we'll say, right? Just ridiculous. I'm in that bracket. And this will lead me on to the point of, I think you're only going to enjoy this game if you're within 2 brackets. Okay, and I feel like this was something I brought up last year, maybe, or along the lines of this last year. And I'm probably going to repeat a lot of the things, because things are the same. They haven't changed, and they're still relevant to this game now, and the state of Call of Duty. But yeah, you're only going to enjoy this game if you're within 2 brackets, I feel. And this is going to then lead me into another topic, which I can bring into this. But if you're in the bracket of, I'd say, like, if you're a casual, you've probably got a negative KD, you don't really care. You're just coming on to have a good time. You're going to buy bundles, and you don't care. You're just coming on to have a good time. You're not really trying. You're not sweating. You haven't got great game knowledge, you haven't mastered every class or whatever, you're going to probably enjoy it because you're going to be in that same field as the other people who are similar to you, similar skills to you, and again have those same sort of traits to you, right? Or you're going to enjoy it if you're ridiculous at the game, if you're a super tryhard, most insane setup, you're on your G Fuel, your monsters, you've got a customized controller, things like this. You're glued to your screen, alright? 3 plus KD in this game. Yeah, you're going to enjoy it, of course, because it suits you, and you've mastered the modern era. That's what it is. So yeah, those are the two brackets, I'd say, that where you're going to have a good time, because that's how it is for now, and this is what they want, all right? And they don't care. Like they don't care what I think or what you think. Of course, it still matters, and this is maybe only one of the ways we're going to get it to change is if there's enough people that sort of complain, and there's enough uproar about it. I mean, there's enough complaining as it is going on, but they just don't care, right? This is what they want, and I'm sure it comes from the higher ups, from greedy Activision, but Infinity Ward as well. They want this, and they want this in their game for those reasons I mentioned. Because at least Treyarch did something about it. They acknowledged it. I'm not saying it was perfect, but they acknowledged it, and they tried to sort it out. And they brought the classic mode into the game as well, which a lot of people liked. That was well received, and apparently it's already been mentioned to Infinity Ward to bring that into this game. And their response has just been like, nah, we don't care about that. Because they just don't care. They just want what's best for them. They want what's best for the sales. and skill-based matchmaking is perfect for them. Like, do you really think? Do you really think if it wasn't meant to be there, right? If they just had introduced it and then to trial it and realised it was like a mistake, or they just wanted to test it, it would still be here. Like if that was the case 4 or 5 years later, because there's been enough uproar, there's been enough moaning and complaining about it, and it's still here because that's what they want. And as I say, it suits them, suits the narrative, it pushes them for more sales. That's just how it's going to be, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So yeah, skill-based matchmaking completely. The biggest problem. It is the biggest problem in this game, the biggest flaw of this game, and it affects the playing experience massively, and it needs to be toned down. But that's the thing. I can't even really dissect or comment on this game for what it is, right? Because I just didn't have enough time. I was having to. I didn't get a second to breathe. I was playing this game, and I was having to sweat my ass off for every single kill or gunfight for the most part. So I couldn't. And I was saying to myself a lot whilst I was playing, I don't understand. I don't understand this game for what it's trying to be, and I don't understand what's happening within this game. And it's the first Call of Duty that I've actually struggled to get to grips with. Get to grips with the movement, the guns, and just everything. As I say, 1.3 KD, my worst ever. This is the first Call of Duty in history that I really did struggle with, and that sucks. As I say, big Call of Duty fan throughout the years. I want the games to be good. As much as I say my interest maybe isn't quite as heavy as it was, it's still there. I even said to myself, I want to play modern Call of Duty again. I want to get back into it. But how can I get back into it and thoroughly enjoy it if my regular experience is like this? And this is just how it is now. I get things have changed. I said this with Black Ops 7. Times have changed, things have changed. I get it. I've got to adapt a bit to the movement, even though I don't think it should be about all this sliding and jumping, and more about gunfights. And of course, gun skill is still very much a part. It's still important, but it's more about the movement and the brain rot now. But that's what I'm saying. How can I enjoy it when it's all about that? And so I understand that I'm not the best at this, and I have to adapt to that. Right? I'm an unk now. I have to adapt to it. I get it. But it just shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be as bad as it is. But yeah, so I can't really comment on the game too much because I don't know. But I don't think the core get horrible. Okay, we'll get that straight. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's awful. I just think it's boring. There's nothing that stands out about it. This game is so similar to MW 2019. The UI is the same. Why is the UI the same? The UI is the same. It looks exactly the same. The perks are no different, really. Can't even use Ghost in this because you don't unlock it past the cap. So the amount of UAV spams and the amount of affected by UAV I saw was just a joke. What else? We got kill streaks. Didn't really get enough of them, to be honest, to comment on that because I sucked and I struggled. But they're all pretty much the same. Nothing new, nothing creative about this. There's nothing creative about this game. There's no initiation for this game. This is where people are upset, and this is why people are complaining, because it's why are you forking out all this money every year for a clone or something that's so similar, but somehow actually seems to get worse and is less enjoyable. So yeah, that was pretty much the guns. I was using that Nightshade SMG quite a bit. That was alright, but I sometimes felt weak. The M4 was heavily used. It seemed to be a bit abused. That everyone loved the M4. So the gunfights did feel alright, but it's not. It wasn't awful. The core game, I think, isn't awful. And if you take away the skill-based matchmaking, I'll actually be able to comment on this more and enjoy it more. I'm hoping they do that within the open beta. I will give it another chance. Hopefully they tone it down. I am not praying that they're going to. Don't think they will, but I'm hoping they do, so then I can actually experience it more and dissect the game more. I did enjoy the gunfight 3v3 mode, to be fair. That was enjoyable. That was a lot of fun. Gunfight is one positive I feel about Infinity Ward's newer gods. That was fun, to be fair. But nothing else. As I said, the open mosh pit mode, it just wasn't open mosh pit, so that was pointless. The maps, the only map I actually liked was the farm map. Can't remember the name, but that was good. This map here, Silkworm, not a fan. Not a fan of rooftops. Not a fan of transit. Don't even want to say anything about that map. Brain rot. What else do we have? Oh, we had the Lotus, which we saw prior, and that was okay. Like, just okay, right? That's what I mean. Everything's just okay. Like, it's average. It really is just average. Nothing stands out. And I don't even like particularly the look of the game either, right? Okay, it looks modern and realism and all that. We've got all that jazz this year, but it's just not very colourful or vibrant to me. And I'm struggling to see people still. This has been an issue for me for the past few years. I just seem to struggle to see people, and I don't know if that's just because I'm becoming blind or if it's just these games, right? But yeah, that was an issue. But yeah, I mean the field upgrades or whatever, field orders, whatever they're called, okay again. Some of them were decent, to be fair. Some of them actually came in handy. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It just feels pretty bare bones. It feels pretty basic to me, and I just think we all know the biggest issue. It's got to change. It's got to change, otherwise we're going to have the same problems for years and years to come. But as I say, we'll give it another chance this weekend, and that I would probably determine whether I do then go on to buy the full game from my second playthrough of it, and maybe I'll make another video on that as well, if I can actually gather some more information and enjoy it just that little bit more. Then I'll be able to comment on it more and then create another video. But there's this, the thing is, I'm actually struggling to say a lot on it because I just don't know. And I did struggle playing this game quite a lot, and I actually did quit quite a fair few games, and I was actually kind of put off playing it. And again, it all just comes back down to that one little thing. It's like a parasite. Skillless matchmaking is a parasite, and it just needs to go. But as I say, it doesn't matter. They don't care what I think or what the regular players will think. But of course, the COD shills will hype this game up and they will sell this game to you. But they're paid by Activision, so you just do not listen to them. And any gameplay you see, like by Activision or Infinity Ward, it does not play like how it actually plays, where it's all like slow and everyone's just walking around. It's not how it plays at all, so just be careful on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't have anything else to say other than this was a disappointment. I can't lie, I didn't enjoy it too much, but I'll give it one last go this weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye. It's me again, everyone. Now, there was actually something else within the MW4 Early Access that I failed to mention. Didn't actually come to my mind, really, because, it just didn't really feel that important or much of a great use to me whilst I was playing this game. But you may have seen it when I was looking at the M4 class I had. But they've added this thing called Gunny into the game. Okay, brand new feature. At least I think it's a new feature. And essentially, what it does is it basically creates a build for your weapon, right? So it will add all the attachments on for you. And I think there was like 3 different types of builds. So there'll be like a balance, the short range and a long range. Okay, so I mean, listen, it's a cool feature. I think it's good for like the novice or the new players. So it's a cool little feature if you don't really know what you want on your gun, or you're struggling to find a good build for your gun. However, I did trial one of the builds it made for me, and it was kind of ass, I won't lie. So yeah, it wasn't great, but listen, it's there, it's alright, and that's what I got to say.